My name is Nizar Razzouk. I am the 28th generation of the oldest tattooing family in the world. We've been doing tattoos for over 700 years, pilgrimage tattoos. Our family started in Egypt, where they started doing those Coptic crosses on the wrist. The reason why they used to do those Coptic crosses, first of all, it was part of the culture where they used to get it when they were months old, babies, and when people used to get that cross on the wrist, it used to be like a code. So why it used to be on the wrist? The reason why is because when they used to shake hands with someone, they used to look at the wrist right away and see the Coptic cross, and they know that you are one of us, and they would let you in the church. That was the reason why it was down on the wrist, and this spot was famous. So my family has been doing those tattoos in Egypt for a long time. Of course, it used to be stick and poke, with the old stick with the needle, and then after a couple of hundred years in Egypt, about 200 years in Egypt, my family came to Jerusalem. They came to Jerusalem as a pilgrimage as well, like all other pilgrims. They came here to Jerusalem and they wanted to do the pilgrimage in Jerusalem. They stayed here. The reason why is because they realized that Jerusalem is the place to do those tattoos. This is where everything happened. This is where Jesus walked. This is where the Bible talks about. And so my family stayed in Jerusalem, and they said, oh, this is the place to do the tattoos, right? So they stayed in Jerusalem. They started doing those tattoos in Jerusalem as well, and then from there they started to do those old stamps, and those old wooden olive wood stamps, they were hand carved by my family as well. They used to hand carve those designs on the olive wood stamps. The reason why is because back in the days there were no printers or stencil paper to transfer the design on the skin. So the only way was to actually make a stamp and then dip it in ink, put it on your body, and then trace over it with the needle. For me personally, I started. I always wanted to do this business. The reason why is because when I was 10 years old, I did watch my father doing tattoos to people. My school was very close to the shop, so I used to go to school. After school, I used to come to the shop for a little bit, just for fun. I didn't used to come for anything, but just wanted to come here because it was close. So I used to come to the shop like an hour or 2 hours, and I used to sit in the shop and just watch my father tattooing people, and I always was interested. Like, I like what's happening. And so I was watching him doing tattoos for a couple of years, and then my father noticed that I am interested in it. I want it, and he told me one day, you should start doing tattoos. I told him, how can I start doing tattoos? I am only 12, 13 years old. He's like, what's the problem? Why do you care about that? I told him I'm just a little bit too young maybe to tattoo clients. I mean, if a client comes and then he sees it 12, 13 years old, I don't know how he would feel. One day I was sitting in the shop, and my father told me, choose one of the old stamps. I told him why. He said, just choose one of them. I told him, okay. I chose the Lamb of Victory, the Holy Lamb. And I chose that one. He told me, pick it up, stamp it on my leg, and tattoo it.
So your father was your first client?
My father was my first client, and that was my first ever tattoo I ever do on someone. And I guess this is the only way for him to make me start tattooing, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to start on a random person. Yeah. And he wanted it to be special. So I stamped it on his leg and I started tattooing. And that's where I actually started to tattoo. My training was in the shop. Before I tattooed, I used to help my father to, like he does the clients, he finishes the tattoo, the client comes to me, I clean it, I wipe it, I close it, I take care of them. And before I hold a machine, I ever held a machine, I used to stand next to him while he's tattooing someone and telling me how to do those things and where to start from and which needle to choose and all of those things. So my learning was here. I would say yes, some Christian clients did have problems with tattoos, since they say it's not allowed to do a tattoo because Jesus said that you should not mark your body with the dead. But that's a completely different subject, because we did have a couple of clients where they bring their ashes of their mother, father, or family member, and they tell us to put those ashes in the ink and tattoo them with it. And we do not accept doing that because it's not sterile, it's not clean, it might cause problems, and we will not do something against what's written in the Holy Bible. I don't see that tattoos are something that is wrong to do, since also we tattoo priests, and we tattoo, you know, bishops and priests, which, I mean, priest is the closest should be to God, right? This is they should know their religion. They should know everything. So I don't think that it's a problem to do tattoos as a Christian. I see myself in the shop. I see myself always doing what my family did, which is the Christian religious symbols, and I think this is how it will always be. I do not have any specific type of other style that I would do. I would do other stuff, not that I will not do, but it depends. But mostly, definitely the stamps and what we do. Our clients were always people who are pilgrims, not tourists, because it's completely different. A tourist is not like a pilgrim. So we do have people from all over the world, from Europe, from America, from everywhere. But our clients usually are people who are old, who are young, who are between 20 and 80 years old. This is our clientele, and all of those people are people who believe in God and they want to get a Christian tattoo. I would say more men than women, but we definitely have both. But yes, definitely more men than women. Since the war, which is about 2 years ago already, it was a sudden shock to the business and to our lives as well, our private life, not only business wise. Definitely pilgrims stopped coming because of the situation. We did have 2 years of very slow business. It was definitely a very difficult. We used this time that we were not busy here to do tattoos in America. That's why we went to do a tour in America, and we started to do somewhere out.
And Scotland and Italy.
Scotland, Italy, America, everywhere. Yes, almost everywhere. You sit in the shop and a client comes in, they're like, hello, and we say, hello, how can I help you? And they're like, I have an appointment with you. And I asked them, like, do you know what you want to get? They're like, yes, I already know what I want to get. I tell them, what is it? They show me a picture of one of the clients that already has a tattoo from us. And I tell them, I mean, sure, we can do that. You know what's the specific size and everything? They say, no, I would like to have a look. And they open the book, they start to have a look at the design and everything. And then they ask me sometimes what this means, what that means from that specific design they're choosing. Of course, I explain as much as I can explain, and then they tell me, okay, I want to do that. So we go inside and we start tattooing the person. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes with some clients, they like to ask questions, and they like to understand more. So they ask, like, are you a Christian? Are you a believer? Are you and of course we tell them we are Coptic Christians who been doing tattoos for over 700 years, and it's always been the same thing. It's a very specific bond between you and the client. It's not only just doing the tattoo and going. It's more like you are giving someone a piece of art on their skin that is meaningful for them and changes their lives as well. Because when they get the tattoo, they tell you, oh, I am ready to go back home now. Before the tattoo, they don't. And so for them, once they get that tattoo on their body, they feel very, and some clients even tell me, I will never forget you because you marked me forever.
Yeah.
So see, it's much more than just tattoo. It's more of a bond between you and the client. The amount of clients that we have that are first timers is big. We do have a lot of people that get first tattoos, and interestingly enough, we have people who are 60, 70 years old that is their first tattoos. They never think ever that they wanted to get a tattoo. Those people, once you reach 70 years old, why would you want to get a tattoo? And for them, they reach a point and they hear about the shop that, oh, I should do a tattoo. I'm in Jerusalem and I should do a tattoo when he's like 70, 80 years old. It's crazy. When I do those tattoos, I look at what design I am doing, and I'm doing Jesus, I'm doing Mary, I'm doing the Holy Spirit, I'm doing very, very religious designs where I don't think I will be able to do those designs if I am not religious the same way I do them when I believe in God. Because for me, it's the feeling when I do the tattoo. I am very proud by my faith and by what I do, because this definitely gives the person in front of me like, if I was just to tattoo this client without being faithful, I think he would feel that, because faith is definitely something that we feel. And so I do give all my faith while I'm tattooing, specifically with things that I do that are religious symbols. Some people just come with a random design that we are not able to do as a tattoo artist. It's not our style, so we tell them this is not the place for you to get such a thing. But actually, sometimes what we do with those clients is that even if they come and they don't know about the shop and they want to get something completely different, we tell them, do you know where you are? They're like, no. We tell them, you are in the oldest tattoo shop in the world. They're like, oh really? I don't believe that. And then we're like, open and search about us and you will see that you are in the oldest tattoo shop in the world. And then we start to tell them about the shop, and just maybe for us, if we can change their mind and let them do something that is meaningful and not just whatever you just came with. Because if you came with a random design, you can just do it in any tattoo shop. But if you come here, you have to do one of those designs. This specific location, we've been about 3 or 4 years. Before that, we were in a shop around the corner for about another 10 years. So I would say in this area, we've been about 13 to 14 years. Before those 14 years, it was in the old city of Jerusalem, of course, in the Christian Quarter Street. It used to be the studio of my great-grandfather. This is where he used to tattoo, also my grandfather as well. So it used to be like a small studio where he used to get do those tattoos. The studio was closer to the Holy Sepulchre Church down in the market. That was the original spot where it always was. And even before that, it used to be somewhere also different. So it always was moving around, but in the old city, inside the walls. For a very short period of time, it was a shop. It was my grandfather's shop.
Okay.
It was a souvenir shop.
Okay.
And there was a corner, very like straight in the shop on the left. There was a corner where we used to get do tattoos.
Okay.
So it was for a while that it was a coffee / souvenir / tattoo shop. Place where pilgrims get tattoos, or our clients in general, is the wrist, the forearm or the wrist, anywhere around this area, because this is where it's known. This is where the pilgrims used to get the tattoo, and that's why I have this tattoo on my wrist as well. This is the Jerusalem cross, and that's why I have it here.
And you have it facing to you.
I have it facing out. Usually tattoos are facing out. They are not facing you. This is the correct way of doing a tattoo. It's not like when you look at it. Look, tattoos are meant, as I said, back in the days, tattoos were not meant to be cosmetic and to look nice, or it was more of a meaning, or, as I told you, to show that you have a cross, right? So it was always to the person in front of you. It was never to yourself. But I remember my grandfather saying something. A lot of people used to get the tattoo on the wrist also because It was on your hand. So when you're doing something, or you want to do something wrong, or you want to steal, or you want to do any of the bad things, you would start to do that, but then you will notice that you have the tattoo on your arm and you're like, oh wait, I am actually a Christian and I have a cross on my arm, I shouldn't do it. So it was also something to do with this as well. My grandfather said this and I remember, yeah. There's one more thing I want to say that is, for me personally, I think it really touches me a lot, that my great-grandfather, which is Jacob, his name is Jacob, when he used to tattoo people, when he used to finish the tattoo and let them go, before they let them go, he used to tell them, now you have your certificate of pilgrimage. Not only a tattoo. So it's not just a tattoo and that's it. It's your certificate of pilgrimage, and this is a very important word. It means a lot to me because really this is your certificate of pilgrimage. You will never lose it. It will always be there on your body. And that's basically the certificate that you've been in Jerusalem. Back in the days, it was not as easy to reach Jerusalem. There were no airplanes, it was very difficult to come to Jerusalem. It used to take years to come to Jerusalem from around the world, right? So they used to come on donkeys, they used to come on horses. So it used to be a big journey to reach Jerusalem. And many people back in the days, they didn't really believe you've been in Jerusalem. So how would you prove it? Tattoo. My first tattoo was this one, and this is a cross. It says in there, it says respect. So this is my first tattoo that my father ever did to me. He tattooed me with this. This was my first ever tattoo. This is the plan for me to continue doing stamps and just have a holy arm. Yeah.
Very good.